Guys, you probably remember my video talking about gaming and how there is an idea in my mind that I would like to do more gaming, but frankly, I just don't have the time. Many of you guys would like to, especially you dads out there, would love to get back into the world of gaming. So I like talking about it. I think there is an opportunity for me in the future to get into the world of gaming, not as a player, but let's just say maybe as an NPC. Ooh, ooh, that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. But I'll tell you this. I have high hopes for the next decade of online gaming. I have high hopes for this next decade. From 2022, where we're sitting right now, guys, all the way to 2030, this is going to be an amazing time for gaming. If you think about gaming, the meta of gaming, right? Meta of the game in the last decade has gone through some real tough stuff, right? They've gone through socialization and liberalization. They've gone through the social justice warrior world. They've had major falling outs of major game companies who have been accused of things that are not that important, especially from all the just people who have no sense of humor and have thin skins and are offended at everything under the sun. However, regardless of all of the gaming industry's woes, I believe, and I have high hopes for the world of gaming for the next 10 years. You know, not many industries can claim to be nearly as dynamic as, for example, the gaming and gambling industry. But all around the world, the sectors have been rapidly evolving in a bid to keep up with the ever-changing technology trends that meet the growing market demands. So the United States happens to be one of the world's major online gaming markets and has rightly become the benchmark for what to expect from the online gaming and gambling industry over the next year and even the next coming decade. So what's interesting is you have to throw in online gaming and also add gambling, because it's a big part of the US market share when it comes to online gaming. It ain't just prawn and cats, my friends, in Warcraft. Anyway, many experts have projected that in 2022, the online gaming and gambling industry would likely reach over $565 billion in value. That is, by all standards, very impressive. These projections paint a uniquely optimistic future for the iGaming industry. It is all guided by a unique look into several factors, all of which contribute in various capacities. Some are quite easy to point out. Others are not too obvious. For example, pandemic-induced boosts. The COVID-19 pandemic was one of the biggest blows to this global socioeconomic scene in recent past. Not many other things have had such a devastating impact on our world, and it's far-reaching impacts that are still being felt across several industries. Even now, as we try to move towards regaining some norm and some normalcy of sorts, there is still the lingering reminder that things will likely never be the same as they were pre-pandemic. Maybe someday, but in reality, not too soon. Now, while it's pretty clear that the pandemic was a bad thing, it made room for growth in the digital sector. This is a good thing, not just because it kept many businesses afloat, but also provided safe alternatives for people who could otherwise have to visit land-based venues for some products and services. The online gambling industry, for example, experienced a massive surge in traffic. Why? Because everybody's home, and everybody wants to find that magic money, right? This was in addition to the already burgeoning growth and demand that had been enjoying over the past few years. More people are gambling and gaming on the internet now more than ever. There are also now more online casino sites than ever before. As things begin to return to normal, land-based casinos do not seem to be pulling customers away from online casinos. It would seem that iGaming platforms may be a death sentence for retail gambling. This is not the case, though. Retail casinos are still very popular. As such, a more accurate way of looking at this would be considering that both will likely coexist for the long term and for a long time. Each of them offers its own unique set of perks, and there's always a market for those. For example, some people like to just lose money while eating a sandwich that's free. Before the pandemic, for example, other factors were already driving the steady growth of the online gambling and gaming sector. Key among these were several emerging trends. As expected, many of those who were inspired by modern technological advancements have taken those technological advancements and added them into gaming. But as with all trends, some fall off along the way. However, the best ones always survive the test of time. These are still huge. This is still a huge part of the online gambling market and gaming market today. Moreover, they are set to be a huge part of the future of online gambling. For example, they include mobile gaming, no devices, right? Mobile gaming is huge. Mobile gaming is the place to be. I mean, even I, in just the last couple of years, got into a mobile game, which is really hard considering I don't have time to do anything. But I could play an idle game for 15 minutes a day. The device has become more synonymous with computing in the modern world than the smartphone. Mobile devices are today not just communication devices, but they're also entertainment powerhouses, considering how large the number of users is and the massive market for online products and services. Online gambling and online gaming operators were very quick to pick up on this. As such, mobile gaming has been a key driver in the growth of the iGaming sector. This applies both to the case of revenue and market share. Everyone with a smartphone or tablet will likely be able to access a gambling or gaming platform or app of some kind in the near future. And over the next decade, mobile use for gaming purposes is expected to increase further. One thing that's growing, live gaming. As mentioned earlier, online casinos and online gaming offer a ton of perks, but they still fall short when it comes to the ambience found at brick-and-mortar casinos. Live online casinos are all about bridging the gap between retail gambling and the online gaming experiences we all know and love. Players now have the chance to interact with live dealers and other players just like they would at a land-based casino. Nothing quite comes close to that, though. Considering how receptive the modern market is been to in terms of modern takes onto live casinos, it's safe to say that it's pretty much here to stay. And people really enjoy streaming videos of them playing online games with a live dealer. More studios continue to launch, and iGaming operators are offering even more live dealer games. Obviously, we have to talk about digital currencies and NFTs. Digital currencies and blockchains were always bound to end up getting integrated into the iGaming and the gambling sector. The gambling industry has always been very open to adopting new technologies, and it did exactly that with crypto. And they mostly just adopt new technologies to skirt around usually sanctions and issues, legislation and laws and stuff. But let's be honest, they got the money to do it, so those gambling companies, they're the ones who lead the way. This is not just because of how lucrative crypto is, but also because it opened up the sector to new audiences. Casinos are now safer and more trustworthy due to this. And these non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are the latest craze in the world of crypto, and they are too slowly making their way into online casinos and gaming. These have grown immensely over the past year and continue to garner traction among both diehard enthusiasts and curious newbies. The most appealing thing about them is the potential to increase revenues across the board. That is, everyone from the creators to the players and even the casino operators can reap huge benefits from the world of crypto and NFTs. So, are we moving into the gaming world? Absolutely. I think everything and anything is going to be getting into the gaming world. Like, if you're not gamifying your UI, if you're not making gamification decisions on stickiness in your application, then you're missing out on the world of gaming and the opportunities of having your product and service be like a game. This is what I'm endeavoring on. I am spending a lot of time trying to figure out how to make applications sticky just like games, fun just like games. Great stuff. So, what else do we have to talk about when it comes to the burgeoning growth of casinos, online gaming, and online casinos? Well, of course, esports betting. Esports are now just as popular as traditional sporting activities. Tournaments and matches are often spectated by audiences from around the globe. Sponsors and big brands are taking the activities more seriously, and so are the sport books. It's very easy to find sports betting sites, and they offer odds. They offer so many different odds and ends to the esports world nowadays. This is not just limited to esports events in the United States. The market is huge, and thus, the further they can go, the better. This is just the beginning, though. The coming decade is about to get even better. So, is this it? We're talking about crypto, NFTs, online gaming, esports betting. Everything's getting kind of amalgamated and pushed together because of cryptocurrency. Is this what it's all about? Well, not really. We have just mentioned so far, it's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the factors that are contributing to the growth of online gambling and online gaming in the United States. Other interesting technologies that are contributing to the growth include artificial intelligence and machine learning, obviously. Advancements in digital marketing techniques and technologies are also a huge contributor. All in all, the next few years are set to be very exciting for the iGaming community in the United States, and these revenue projections may even be surpassed. Fortunately, this time it is possible to actively participate in the growth sector, and the casino of the future is not too far away now. And in the future, I believe that the best applications are essentially going to be games. Think about this, my friends. This is what crypto has done to this world. When I think of gaming, like the meta, top level of what gaming is all about, I truly believe that crypto was the savior for gaming. Crypto has added in features, functionality, is added in the ability for communities to connect. It's created transaction ability, right? Sharing of data, sharing of information, security of information. The world of the future is going to be a game. And you thought Ready Player One was just a movie, guys. No. Ready Player One was a documentary. And if Ready Player One was a documentary, that means that you need to get your digital tokens as much as you can. And if you want to get lots of digital tokens, well, what's the best way to do that? Well, you can go over to emrit.io. Go to emrit.io. Get yourself a miner, a helium miner. Mine that cryptocurrency. Get in the game of crypto and start using that crypto to buy some of your favorite tokens. Mostly that Bizzity Beat.